All right, so we're diving into business analysis today.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
it's kind of like, when you got a puzzle,
Uh-huh.
but you're not even sure if all the pieces are there,
Right,
and
right.
you're trying to figure out not just the
Exactly.
picture, but like if it's the right picture.
Yeah,
That's kind of what business analysis feels like to me.
absolutely. It's like you're a detective
Yeah.
and you're trying to uncover these needs.
Yes.
And then on top of that, you got to be an architect and actually design the solution.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. That's really good.
Uh-huh.
Now, this guide we're looking at,
Okay.
it starts with this story, and it's actually kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
So there's this software engineer.
I can already relate.
He's just,
Head down in the code.
yeah, exactly, just in the zone, coding away,
Mm-hmm.
and then bam,
Oh, no.
he's told he has to be a business analyst.
Wow. Just like that.
Yep, like overnight.
Talk about being thrown in the deep end. And, this isn't some fictional thing. This is like a lot of people's reality.
Oh, for sure.
Business analysis used to be this, I don't know, this like,
Like a last-minute thing.
yeah, like someone had to do it.
Right, right.
No real guidance, no resources, just figure it out.
It's like someone saying, hey, bake me a cake.
Uh-huh,
But
exactly.
they don't tell you what kind.
Or what ingredients you need.
Exactly, just make it delicious.
Right. But the good news is it's getting better.
Okay, good.
This guide really emphasizes that
Yeah.
business analysis is becoming more, I guess, official.
More structured.
Yeah, more structured. There are standards now.
That's good.
There are best practices, even mentors.
Oh, wow. So you can actually, learn from the pros.
Exactly. It's not just winging it anymore.
So it's less figure it out and more, here's how it's done.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so this guide, they define business analysis as, the glue
The glue. Okay.
of successful businesses, which is an interesting way to think about it. It is
Yeah.
because it's about figuring out what the business needs.
Right.
Finding the problems,
Yeah.
seeing where the opportunities are,
Of course.
and then coming up with solutions.
And it's not just about IT systems either. Right.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's bigger than that.
Right, like if a company is thinking about a whole new product,
Exactly.
that's where business analysis comes in.
From the beginning.
Yeah,
Like, is there even a market for this?
right.
Can we even make this thing?
How do we get it to people?
Exactly. It touches everything.
So we're talking like every single department.
Pretty much.
This isn't just our poor software engineer suddenly having to be like, I'm a mind reader.
Yeah.
And speaking of this guide, they keep mentioning this BABOK thing.
Yes, the Baybach guy.
Is that like the thing for business analysts?
It's pretty much the gold standard.
Okay, so like what makes it so special?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Imagine you have this detailed roadmap
Mm-hmm.
for your entire project.
From start to finish.
Yeah, from that initial, what's the problem,
Mhm.
all the way to, did our solution actually work?
Okay, so it's like a framework.
Exactly.
Mm.
And the best part is, everyone's on the same page.
Oh, I see. So like a common language.
Yes. No more miscommunications or misunderstandings.
Makes sense.
And the Baybach Guide, it also talks about these core competencies.
So like what makes a good business analyst?
Exactly. Like, what skills do you need?
That's super helpful.
It is, because whether you're just starting out with business analysis in your company,
Mm.
or you're trying to prove to your boss that it's important,
Mm-hmm.
or even if you just want to improve what you're already doing,
Right.
the Baybach Guide, it's your go-to.
Sounds like a must read.
Definitely.
Well, this is what I'm wondering about.
Okay.
They say in this guide that a business analyst is anyone performing these activities.
I see where you're going with this.
So does that mean like anyone listening right now could be a business analyst without even knowing it?
Well, it's tricky because, like, yeah, in a way, maybe,
Right.
but it's also like saying anyone who can make grilled cheese is a chef.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not just about checking boxes off a list.
Exactly. It's about the bigger picture.
So how do we figure out who a real business analyst is then?
Well, we got to look at the organization itself.
What do you mean?
Like, how do they define the role?
Oh, I see.
Because it's not always the same everywhere, you know?
Right. Makes sense.
And then there's the whole dynamic with project managers.
Oh, yeah. How does that work?
It's a partnership, really.
Okay.
But sometimes the lines can get blurry.
I bet.
And then you have all the stakeholders, all these different voices.
Bro, so a business analyst has to juggle all that,
It's like being a conductor in an orchestra, you know?
keeping everyone in sync.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Making sure everyone's playing the same tune
Yeah.
and that it actually sounds good in the end.
Man, that's a lot of responsibility.
It can be, but that's why it's so crucial.
It's like that software engineer we were talking about before.
Poor guy.
Imagine if he had a good business analyst by his side.
Oh, total game changer.
Right. Instead of being thrown into the deep end.
He'd have a life preserver, a guide, someone who actually knows the waters.
Knowing what the business actually needs is like half the battle, right?
More than half, I'd say.
Right. And that's where a business analyst steps in.
They bring that strategic thinking.
The problem-solving superpowers.
Exactly. And they make sure everyone's on the same page, working towards the same goal.
I'm starting to see why this is such a big deal.
It is. And, going back to what you were saying about different organizations,
Yeah.
a business analyst in a small startup is going to be different from one in a huge corporation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Different environments, different needs, different ways of doing things.
But at the heart of it,
It's always about understanding the why behind the what.
I love that, the why behind the what. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm finding so fascinating about all this.
It's really about the people, isn't it?
It is. Because you can have all the frameworks and the tools in the world,
Right.
but if you don't get the why.
Exactly. And this guide we've been talking about,
Yeah.
it does a great job with all the practical stuff.
Yeah, step by step.
Right. But it also got me thinking about something.
Oh, what's that?
What is it about business analysts themselves, the good ones at least?
Okay, yeah.
What makes them tick,
Like what drives them to do this day in and day out?
Exactly. It's got to be more than just a job, right?
You'd think so, especially with all the challenges and the juggling.
Right. There's got to be a real passion for it.
It's like that saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with business analysis, it's all about solving puzzles, connecting the dots.
Making sense of the chaos.
Yes. And that takes a certain kind of person, someone who thrives on that.
Someone who genuinely enjoys it.
Absolutely. And I think that's what we need to remember.
It's not just about the process, it's about the people.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So, to everyone listening who's ever been intrigued by a problem,
Yeah.
who's ever wanted to find a better way to do something,
I love that.
maybe, just maybe, business analysis is your calling.
Go for it. And don't forget, the Baybuck Guide. It's a great place to start.
Consider that your homework, everyone. But seriously, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into business analysis.
It's been fun.
It really has. And who knows, maybe we'll inspire some future business analysis gurus along the way.
You never know.
Until next time, happy analyzing, everyone.